Hello, everybody. Welcome to Paranormal Into the Night radio show with me, Dino Ewell. And I didn't play the spooky opening theme because we're not going too spooky. Where can you guys find us? How about you do this? Search Paranormal Into the Night, any browser, and we'll come up. We're on Spreaker, Paranormal Into the Night radio show, but just you can search Paranormal Into the Night on Spreaker, iTunes. Check out the iTunes store, and we are there. We are on YouTube. The website is www.pitnradionetwork.com, and don't forget the Late Late Horror Show, my YouTube channel for all things horror movies. And what can I say? Boy, we usually go darker paranormal. This is a little bit different. I found Miguel Silva, and let me say what he is here. I found him on. He does. I was going through the searches. Facebook Live popped up, and I saw what he was doing. He was doing some crystal healing work, and I got interested immediately. Thought it was amazing. So he's really doing. So this show is going to be about healing, love, chakras, a whole mess of stuff we're going to talk about. But I really want to get down to what he does. Miguel Silva. He is Master of Manifestation, Sacred Alchemist, Soul Retrieval, Cellular Awakening, DNA Activator. That is his title, and he will let us know exactly what that means. Very interesting, the way he puts it. So let me introduce him now. Miguel Silva, are you there?
Yes, how you doing?
I am doing good, and I appreciate you coming on the show with me and talking. I think this is, if anybody ever can catch your Facebook Live, if they go to your Facebook page, Miguel Silva, you do these Facebook Lives with all the crystals, the candles, everything lit, and you help people out. So I think it's just a beautiful setup, very interesting, and I think people will really like what we're going to talk about tonight. So
yes.
So first thing, okay, is I introduced you. I'm not going to repeat it all again, but if you want to let us know a little bit about where you got the title for that, or I mean, that's what you want to be referred to as, what you do, right? I mean, title-wise.
Yes, that's what I was told by some people that came into my life, that that's who I am, and that's who I was too in a past life as well. It all started with, during my awakening back in 2013. I started practicing energy. I became a Reiki master. And then from there, I became a Chios master, those are type of modalities that anybody can get out, it's out to the public for, there's masters that they teach it, and, they attune you with symbols and everything for you to practice this type of energy. From there, I started working with crystals as well, too. Crystals came into my life. I was very drawn to crystals for some reason. Now I know why the reason. And when I started practicing with energy, meditation is, very much involved with it. A lot of meditation where I connected with, my spirit guide and, other light beings as well. I connected with them. And my dream was actually to teach Chios and, teach Chios as well too. Teach it and kind of like use the modality to, to heal with it, to balance the chakras and all that. It was a very interesting type of modality that I found. But
what is Chios? What is that?
Chios it's invented by a man that he's called Stephen Barrett. He's got it's his own modality that is his own information that he received by angels as well, and it's just like Reiki, a little bit more advanced, where you become more intuitive. Okay. And you become more psychic with it, and you become more intuitive medically, where you can scan the body a little bit more. You can scan the chakras and the aura field as well too, where you can work with it. in a little bit more advanced way than Reiki. Reiki is more of an ancient practice where it's a very nice practice as well. I respect it because that's what actually started me. For where I am right now. If it wasn't for Reiki, I would not be here. Reiki was the one that actually kind of like trained me to work with the energy, to flow with it, to understand what it is. And then from there, Chios came. And I was more drawn to Chios more than anything. I said, wow, Chios is a very amazing practice. And I think I said, this is what I want to do. But one day I was just meditating and, I got very much connected with my spirit guide and, and other guys as well too. And I possibly think even angels as well too. And they started giving me information about what I should do. And it was working with crystals, forming grids. I received a lot of information within sacred geometry that I was just in shock. And I was like, wow, what is all this stuff that I'm receiving? And, they told me that they brought all the people in my life for me to learn the ways of the energy, how to flow with it, how to use it. When Reiki was brought to me, when Chios was brought to me, but they said, listen, this is not what you're supposed to do. And they're like, you're not a Chios. They told me, yeah, you're a Chios master, a Reiki master, but really, you're a master of manifestation, sacred alchemist, soul retrieval, cellular awakening, DNA activator. When they told me that, I was like, well, wow. What is that? And they explained to me what it was, and what it is that they said that, I'm an activator, cellular awakening DNA activator, where I work with people that are ready to evolve in a very high spiritual, evolution in a journey where they activate themselves to beyond, higher dimensions where, when we reach that higher dimension, you become, within yourself of who you are, truly within your soul, who you are in that, in this, in their body, in their physical body, because we're all in a physical body and we all have a soul from past lives or, and they told me, you will actually help these people find themselves on who they are with this energy, and you will activate them, and we will send them to you. We will send the people that are ready for this, because now that we're reaching, higher dimensions, this is a time where people need to evolve much more higher than, the other dimensions that we are. We're actually in a third dimension, and, they want people to just start going into that higher dimension, 5th, 6th, 7th, all the way to the 12th dimension. And
well, I'll tell you what, before we even get to, let's go back just a little bit. This all happened, you said, in 2013, pretty much?
Yeah, 2013, I had my awakening. Okay. I had my awakening, and it was very rough. It was a very rough awakening.
Okay, well, what all happened in 2013 that brought this about? Was it the meditation, or was there something in your life that actually...
In my life. Okay. In my life, it changed. My life, listen, before the year 2013, I didn't know what meditation was. I didn't know what chakra was. I didn't know what none of this was. I didn't understand what dimensions was.
Right.
I was just, living my normal life with, where I was married, had my job, up, I come from up north of the United States. Now I'm down south. I relocated. But, I started dreaming things. I started dreaming things of my life changing where I couldn't understand. And that's before my awakening. I started just dreaming things back in maybe late 2012. Late 2012, I started dreaming. And then I kept getting dreams even in the beginning of the year, 2013. And I got a little bit scared because the dreams, they felt so real within me changing my life within, everything would change, end of relationship, end of job, relocating, current, friends that are currently friends will no longer be friends. And I started dreaming and all that happened. All that happened where I was left alone and very much, deeply in pain because I couldn't understand what was going on in my life. And it was just an ultimate transformation I felt like a snake just shedding from its own skin, like just coming out of its own skin. Like a huge transformation that I felt. I felt alone very much, hurt, and I started meditating.
Okay.
I started, I had to find myself I had to find peace within myself. So I started doing meditation. Once I started doing meditation, then people started, different people started coming into my life. New people started coming into my life within, they were very spiritual, where I started becoming very spiritual as well too. I started like learning things from them. Teachers were coming into my life. They were teaching me things about all this, and I was getting transformed and transforming myself into something that I didn't understand years ago. When I started understanding it little by little, and I still was like searching for answers, like, why was this happening to me? Why is this change? Why did I end up, where I was at that time in 2013 when I started, and I finally understood after 2-3 years that why it was happening. It was because I came to an awakening, and I awoke, and I'm fully awakened. I know who I am in a past life. I know what I did in a past life, and now I'm doing it back again in this lifetime.
Wow. So all that negative stuff that was happening to you prior to 2013, slowly you were being contacted by somebody before you even started meditating then, right? During your dreams?
Spirit guides.
Okay, so your spirit guides kind of came to you.
They came to me, and they were showing me things in my dreams and what was coming ahead of me.
Okay, and that kind of transformed over to the meditation, and you basically started contacting them and talking with them through the meditation?
Not yet. It didn't happen that quickly. My ability with that didn't happen very quickly. I just kind of followed my heart a lot on what I needed to do.
Okay.
A lot of people came into my life, very special in my life, that they still in my life, and I truly believe they were sent to me and to help me, to guide me what I need to do. And I trusted very much, and I still trust them with my heart. Where because of the help of these people, this is why I'm here right now at this moment doing what I'm doing. And once I started meditating more and developing my my abilities within psychic energy and channeling and all that, I started connecting more and more with spirit, and you can say angels as well too. They're light beams that they come to me, and they teach me things, and they actually show me the way of who I needed to be really in this lifetime.
And how do you speak with them? Do you speak with them through the meditation, or just...
Yes.
Okay, so that's your main...
Meditation is the number one key.
Okay. And it's something that took a while for you to...
Yes, a lot of practice.
Okay. Because I would definitely love to learn how to do that. I mean, I know I've been told...
Anybody can do it.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. I mean, most people
anybody can do it.
have the ability to, so...
We all have abilities. We all have abilities to do things in life, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what did they actually tell you at first? I mean, you said they told you about your past life, and that... what actually...
They show me who I was in past life.
Who were you?
I was actually an Aztec shaman from Mexico.
Okay.
And I actually practice healing, energy work.
Okay.
And activations as well too.
Wow. Okay. And now you kind of have evolved in this lifetime into kind of a higher being, talking more about this DNA activation. And let me just say real quick that anybody who's watching on Facebook or listening has any questions, Miguel Silva is set up with all his crystals and candles and everything. And a little bit later on, once we get into this, if you need a little bit of help, he could probably do something, for a few minutes here to help you out. I know that Russ right now in Facebook, McGovern, is talking, and he's saying, I'm feeling that way now. I dream and talk with people I lost as if they were here with me now. So he definitely contacts and is able to talk to people who have passed on. So I'm not sure if that's actually the same thing as, I think it is. I mean, spirit guides, angels, our loved ones who pass over, kind of the same thing, or not?
Yes. Sometimes your past ones, they can actually be used as a spirit guide. But my spirit guide is actually one that has been with me since the day I was born, and he's actually an Aztec shaman as well too. He's a shaman. He's Aztec as well too. He's very old, very very dark, and he looks very very kind of like, I want to say spooky, but he has a big heart, and he loves me very much since the day I was born, and he guides me and he protects me, and he teaches me all this, and he's the one that actually guides me when I do my sessions.
Okay, so he's your main spirit guide then, right?
Yes. I had other spirit guides that came. There's spirit guides that come into your life and they teach you, and they come for a purpose to teach you something. I had another spirit guide that, he's the one that taught me meditation. He was actually, he was Asian. It was just interesting that I could just hear him, when he came to me, I could just hear him singing. He was just singing and singing and singing, and he would, he taught me a lot of how to meditate and how to actually focus on my meditation and clear my mind and what to actually expect from it. And then after he taught me that, he no longer was here. He disappeared, I guess. Once they come and they go, and he never came back. And after that, his name is Wayo. His name is Wayo, my main spirit guide. His name is Wayo, and Wayo came through, and when he came in, he started showing me everything about crystals, how to work with them, how to construct these grids, and how to actually channel energy through them.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And that's why I kind of wanted, I know Halloween's right around the corner, and I usually do different stuff, but I just felt really in the mood to get some kind of love and some peace into my life, and doing a show like this, I think, will, give me some guidance and some help, and maybe I'll learn a little bit of something. So that's why I kind of wanted to do this. And I got Cat Ward wants to ask really quick question. Why does your guest feel that these guides want to even help us out? So,
what's the question again? Sorry, repeat that again.
She was asking why you feel that the guides even want to help us.
Why they want to help us?
Yes. Because
that's why they're here. That's why they're here to help us, to guide us, like, within our spiritual journey. We all have a spirit guides. We also have spirit guides. It's just a matter of you believing in them and contacting with them. Okay. But they're here. Everybody has a spirit guide since birth.
Okay, and there's a boy, and see, not everybody can get in contact with their spirit guides, or pretty much a good proportion of people on this planet or anywhere in the universe, because we'll get to that too. We just don't. I mean, they may be helping us out and guiding us, and we don't know it, maybe. But I think a lot of us don't know how to connect with that side, or don't even. It's not even a thought in our mind, because we're going on with our day-to-day lives, and like you said, just going through depression, or just working, or day-to-day, morning to night, job and this. I mean, it's hard to even connect with that kind of spiritual.
You probably already are connecting with them. You just don't know. You're not gonna hear your spirit guide. He's not gonna whisper to you in your ear. He's gonna, he's gonna come in different ways for you to communicate within in your thoughts, in your mind, and in your heart as well too. And till you start like connecting with him, and within thoughts and in your heart, you start understanding of what they're trying to tell you, and it has to do a lot with trust as well.
Okay. Yeah, and Dave also, thank you in Facebook. He's always here, listens to all the show. He said, agreed, I have no idea how to contact my spirit guide. How would we go about really trying to contact our spirit guides? Is it through the meditation? Something
It's through meditation, yeah. Practice with meditation. Not only that, ask them to actually the way my teachers, because I have plenty of teachers here that taught me. They're real people. I'm not saying spirit guides. They taught me how to, they actually connected with spirit guides, and they told me, like, listen, it's going to be through meditation, and you have to trust, and you have to ask them to come forward, and you have to feel a lot of love in you, so they can actually, they're drawn to love, and once they feel the love within in you, and like they come to you, and you might see it through images within your mind, and not only that, you might see it in a different way, maybe within signs, within numbers, colors, or synchronicity, that things happen in a repetitive way. When I started connecting with my spirit guide, I just started feeling the love for myself very much, and I trusted, and I just started asking very simple questions, like I said, "What's your favorite color?" My first question to him was, "What's your favorite color?" Which his favorite color is dark blue.
Really? Okay.
I started asking him, like, "What's your favorite crystal?" And and by me not hearing it, but actually seeing it through visions, like the first image that will come into my head, that will be it. It takes practice, but eventually anybody can do this. I work with people this on a daily basis, where I teach them, that's why they do this type of work. That's why they want to get activated, because the activation actually raises your vibration when you're able to connect with your spirit guides, because it takes you to that higher dimension of unconditional love, where you start trusting in yourself. You feel the confidence within yourself within this type of work. Okay. And you reach there. You reach that, you reach those spirit guides, you reach those higher chakras, you align your chakras very nicely, where you become one, you become yourself, your true self. And once you build that trust, once I built my trust in it, because in the beginning I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And I kept on saying, like, I don't think I have a spirit guide, because I don't hear them, I don't see them. But then I kind of cleared myself from all that.
Okay.
And I said, I said to myself, I truly do believe that all these people were brought to me, and all this has been happening to me in my life, all this transformation, if it wasn't for, because of them, because I know that they're the ones doing, the guiding me and all the work. But I said to myself, it's time to actually release my fears, release my doubt, all my negative emotions that would actually block me from all that. Once I released all that, like, I just trust within my heart and within my higher self that, he's here with me, and right now he's here with me, and it's because the trust is there, the belief, the love. And once I started bringing all that, then he started telling me his favorite color, his crystal, and what his name is. You start hearing it within your thoughts, within your heart. And the more I started practicing, the more I started connecting with him, it's just leading me to now to work with crystals, to do my activations, to work with sacred geometry, where now it's like I'm fully connected with him, and he guides me, and I know that he loves me, and he protects me. It's just a matter of trust. Anybody can connect with their spirit guides.
Well, yeah, I think you're saying pretty much that you need to show love, meditate, and believe. And you should be able to start trust too. Okay, and you should be able to start connecting over time, right? And you know what?
It takes practice, but you will. Eventually, we will. Okay. We will, and everybody. There's a lot of. Of course, there's a lot of people that connect with their spirit guides, and
right.
I always wonder, like, can I do that? And when I started practicing, I started, working with teachers where they actually connect with their spirit guides. And once I started working with them and they taught me, I put a lot of effort to it because it's something that I wanted to learn. And once I learned it, I was able to accomplish it.
Okay, cool. Man, I tell you, I've got like 4 questions here already from people. Thank you guys so much, Kat, Dave, Russ, everybody. they're really throwing some questions at me, and I'll try to get to as many here of them as I can. I want to get deep into what he does. Dave had a follow-up question about the spirits too. Are they? And you could answer this probably pretty specific and quickly. I think, are spirit guides gender specific at all?
Sometimes, I mean, yeah, I mean, it could be mine's of course, mine's a male.
Okay, so it is. Okay.
Sometimes I haven't come up to a female spirit guide, but I know a lot of people that I work with. My teachers, they say they have a female spirit guide. Mm-hmm. They can be a male or female. It could be either like either of them.
Okay, and Russ, I will get to your question, but another good question has. Have you ever seen what your guide actually looks like in physical form? Or is it just like kind of a... that's the question, but I'm thinking if it's energy...
I know what he looks like.
You know what he looks like?
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
Okay.
He showed me images inside of me. When I close my eyes, he shows me. I can't see him like physically where, he appears in front of me and I can see a shadow or something in front of me. No, it's all inside my head where I see him. And I always ask him like to show him, to show himself how he looks like. And he shows me, and he's very, very old.
Okay.
Very, very old. Very, very dark. He has a lot of piercings in his ears where they're like huge piercings, even through his nose. He has the feathers, from an Indian. Like, he's an Aztec shaman, so he's an Indian.
Okay.
I saw him one time just... If I close my eyes right now and I asked him to see what he actually does, and know that he has like... He has a lot of fire around him. Like he has a fire built in front of him, and he's burning all these things. Maybe he's burning it could be copal, it could be like types of herbs or something that he mushes himself a lot with sacred smoke where it clears the energy around him.
Okay.
And he even has a black panther next to him.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like very, very mean looking kind of panther, but is there next to him, and his eyes are very, very mysterious within his soul, because his eyes are just plain yellow honey hazel, and they look very mysterious type of eyes.
Wow, that is amazing. And Diana, you did make it on time. It is live right now. So you're saying then that he kind of has an animal guide with him, your spirit guide. Okay, that is very interesting. I've never heard that before. That's very unique, because I've had plenty of pets who have passed on, and I believe that they're there too. I have another quick question. Has he ever encountered a crystal that he was repelled against, or does he always have a connection to the crystals that you get?
He has he's the one that guides me to pick on the crystals when I go shop for them.
Okay, so you've never had one that like, whoa, I'm not touching that crystal. I'm staying.
No, okay. Never came to a point that he told me not to touch a crystal. I came to a point where he wants me to touch the crystal and buy the crystal and get the crystal, even for him as well too. His favorite crystal is actually lapis lazuli, and lapis lazuli, it's a very mysterious type of crystal, and it's very hard to get because I just don't understand how he likes that crystal. Because lapis lazuli, yes, it comes from Mexico, and it's a type of a blue stone where it has also pyrite in it. So it's pyrite with the type of blue stone where it's two types of crystals in one. But originally, I know I did my research on it, and I'm still trying to get. I'm still trying to get a lapis lazuli. Like for him, what he wants is actually not within the States, or not even in Mexico. It's actually in Afghanistan. Huh. Afghanistan has the best lapis lazuli in the world, because there's a lot of lapis lazuli in different parts of the world, but The best one, I truly believe that the original actually comes from the mountains of Afghanistan, where I already met people on Facebook where they sell it, and when I see it, I'm like, wow, like this is it's an amazing stone because it looks very, very dark and blue color, but has a lot of pyrite, like, you know, chunks of gold, like fools. It's actually pyrite is fool's gold,
right?
Yeah, so it has a lot around it. But that it's a very powerful stone when it comes to, you know, practicing, you know, what I do here within, you know, you can say, building your, you know, developing your psychic abilities, you know, working with meditation and channeling through it, and working with certain chakras with it. You know, it's a very powerful type of stone, and I'm still trying to get one, and one of these days I will. He's still asking me to get one of those, and I say I'm trying my best, but you know, it's kind of it's pricey. It's very pricey.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Lapis lazuli.
Yeah, lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli. Yeah.
Okay. Also comes from the Middle East in Yemen. Dave says in chat, there was a lot of it used in the Taj Mahal in India. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So is there and everybody has to I don't know how many people you let like you, because your Facebook page that you do a lot of this live stuff is pretty much your personal Facebook page, right? Miguel Silva.
The live sessions?
Yeah.
No, I actually do them from my business page.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, my business page is Crystalline Lightworker.
Okay, I think I got the link up there in the description. I'm pretty sure it is. If it's not, I will get it up there.
No, it's not. Actually, I think you put the link on my profile, where my profile is very private. So if you're not friends with me, you're not going to see anything what's going on in there. But you'll be able to see more on my business page, crystallinelightworker.com. So what I do is that I launch it from my business page, and I just share it on my wall so my friends can actually join in. But that's how that's where I launched my sessions from my business page.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll make sure to get that link in there. We gotta, because I think all the crystals you got set up here, and the feed is just awesome and beautiful, and you got a lot of different crystals, that's for sure. And which would you say is your most powerful crystal that you use?
Herkimer diamond.
Okay. And what would you actually use that for? For healing? For
attuning.
Okay.
Raising the vibration.
Raising the vibration. Okay. Because, boy, I got to tell you, going over a lot of this stuff, I mean, I was confused because I'm new to this. So, all this, there's a lot to this. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, to tell you the truth, and I'm being honest. We can go, talk about DNA activation. I mean, I don't know if there's something. How about just your basic person who's just who needs a little bit of healing, who's feeling down, out, and needs just to pick up their power, raise their energy. What kind of session would you do, like crystal work or anything like that?
Well, there's 3 types of right now. What I have going on is that, of course, I do chakra balancing, where I work on your 7 chakras. I balance them. I clear your energy and raise your vibration so you can feel better emotionally, physically, and mentally, and spiritually as well too. And from there, I also work on DNA activations, where we actually activate those dormants, those abilities that need to be turned on, where you can work on them a little bit better with the deactivation. And not only that, the DNA activation gives you much, much unconditional love, within yourself, where, all your worries go away, and, you love yourself so much that from there you start ascending higher into a higher dimension. From there, you just love yourself, and you love everything, everyone around you. And when you become into that state, you vibrate higher, and you're able to manifest things better in your life. You just make things happen. You come into that power of having things like within that confidence in you, within the belief, within the trust. Because if we don't have the trust and belief, then, things do not happen. If we always in a negative mode where you say, I can't do this, well, I don't think I'm able to do that, or feel this, or, you're always in a negative state of mode where it just shuts your vibration down. Where this type of work within the DNA activation, with the chakra balancing, actually clears all that. And it makes you feel where all that is gone, and it makes you feel where you can do that. It makes you feel where you have the ability to create your own life the way you want it. You have the ability of manifesting what you want in life very easily without, putting too much work into it. The work where actually it's going to go is where how you feel inside of you. How much love do you feel inside, where you actually get into the higher vibration.
Because I get that with most people, just keeping that negativity around them is something that's kind of easy to do, and to let go of that and to embrace love and peace is, it's actually probably harder than most people, it's easy to stick with the negativity. It's hard work to sit down and go through and do what you are talking about. And I think that's where the coaching that you do probably comes in and helps out tremendously, having somebody guide you. To
this moment, all the people that I work with,
mm-hmm.
all the people that were sent to me, because everybody is sent to me, once they are sent to me, that means that they're ready for this. They're not going to send me someone that is not ready, or someone is not going to be doing this if they're not ready. Once they are sent to me and they're ready for it, I can tell you that everybody that I worked on right now, I have amazing stories and testimonials from them that actually it just elevates my belief and my trust even more, because of what I have given them for them to use to change their lives. I have so many testimonials where I had people where they even lived in their rooms for 5 years in a depression, and when they came to me for help, and once I helped them, they were the ones that were able to change their lives after this. They were the ones that actually made that move, because the confidence was there, the belief, the love, the energy within themselves on accomplishing what they needed to do for them not to be in the same place where they were.
Wow. Well, that's one thing that I think our planet and needs more of is that's what I really love about what you're doing is I think we need more love, more peace in our life, and the more we spread it out and grow and embrace love, I think the better off the planet will be. I think that's something I would love to see for sure. And I got another question here. I say, hello, Anselmo. How are you doing, buddy? Glad you showed up. Russ McGovern asks, has he ever felt drain of energy after a visit with his guide or someone has been you've read or done something for?
Have I ever drained myself?
Yeah, like depleted of your energy after like a session with somebody or even speaking to your spirit guides.
Yes.
Okay.
This type of work, this type of energy is very intense. It does take a lot of me, but of course, I have to be prepared myself emotionally, physically, mentally, and of course in a spiritual way for me to do this work. If those states are not where they need to be, I can actually harm myself doing this, which I already harmed myself one time.
Really?
Where I got very sick, where it was actually back in March in this year. Yeah, back in March in this year. I overloaded myself with work, and I did not take care of myself. I did not take care of myself where I needed to drink enough water. I needed to eat the right foods. I needed to have the proper amount of rest and sleep. The proper amount of meditation to recharge, because meditation is what actually recharges me, where it puts me in peace. It clears my mind. It clears my emotions and all that. If I don't have that, it shuts off my work. So one time I just continue working, and I was very stubborn, and I learned my lesson that my ego took over me, saying, I don't think nothing's gonna happen to me, and it did.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point that I got very sick. I got emotionally, mentally, and physically affected very much, where I couldn't get up from my bed.
Wow.
I couldn't get up from my bed. I was crying a lot. I was a lot in pain. I was dealing with a very heavy type of energy where it was just telling me, like, you can't do this no more. It's over. But, of course, like, I always have my spirit guide. And, that time I asked my spirit guide for help. I said, I know I did wrong, and please, I asked for forgiveness. I promise that I will take care of myself and love myself more, and where I can continue doing this and to help people. And, his words were the ones that changed something in me. That he said, he came to me and he says, there will be a time that you believe everything is finished, and that will be the beginning.
Huh.
And that time came where I believed everything was finished, and that was the beginning of me coming out of this. And when I came out, I said to myself, no more. You take care of yourself. You make sure that you always have enough juice within yourself to help others. And so I came with the plan where I said, okay, so if I'm going to need a lot of energy to channel, because I channel energy all over the world. I mean, all parts of the world. I work with people with all different parts of the world, different countries. I said to myself, if I'm going to do this, in a full-time thing and every day, daily basis, then I need to take care of myself emotionally, mostly.
Well, what actually drained you of all your energy and got you to the point of being sick? I mean, what is actually?
I clear people's energies. So when I clear their energy, I'm picking that energy up.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand, and they come to me, and sometimes, my prices could be a little bit high because my work is very serious. Because it does clear you. Where, say, if I come to you and you're like, listen, I'm very, whatever emotion you have, you're heartbroken, depressed, or emotionally affected very much, and okay, I clear you remotely, and believe it or not, I pick up your energy, and I'm sucking that. I'm sucking your emotions. I'm sucking, everything that you feel. So guess what? If I keep doing that over and over and over again, what it does is that now it's draining me. So now I have to clear it out for me to actually keep,
Mm-hmm.
with that high energy. If not, that's what actually drains me. The emotions that I pick up from people. That's when, you become empathic. So say if a person that is very empathic, and right now everybody is shifting to higher dimensions. They're shifting within the energies where
Mm-hmm.
they start becoming empathic. So say when I first started feeling, before I even became a Reiki master, listen, there'll be times that I felt that my energy was shifting. I didn't even understand what it was till later, but my experience of how I became very empathic is like, I will go out to a Walmart in the middle of the day on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and I can feel all these people's energy, and I will come out of there crying.
Wow.
And I didn't understand what it was. I'll be just driving in my car, and just you get emotionally affected when you start crying, because it's the energy, how it starts affecting you, where I didn't even understand what it was. I'm like, and I had to get help. I knew this Reiki master, and I called him up and I said, what is going on? Why do I feel like this? And he told me that, it's a shift of energy where, I'm starting to become very empathic, where it's a sign of a healer, where we're all healers. We're all empathic. So whenever you start going through that, it's because you're picking up on energy. So whenever you feel stressed out and you don't know why you're feeling stressed out, or maybe you get near somebody and you start feeling stressed, it's because you're picking that up. Very easily.
I've been told over and over that by psychics too, that I'm a healer, and I haven't embraced it yet. I'm not sure if I should. Well, I probably should, but I've been.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I've been told I've been a healer, and I've been told that by multiple people, and That may have to do with some of the like empathic, what we were just talking about, picking up the sadness.
You'll feel it.
Oh yeah,
you'll feel it.
oh yeah. When I'm around people and
You walk in a room around people and you start feeling different. You feel like maybe a little bit of anxiety or anger, and you don't know where it's coming from. But that's what you're picking up energy. So
and did your spirit guides ever tell you how to deal with that? I mean,
shielding.
Okay. Could you touch on that a little bit? Just I mean,
shielding. It could be through praying, calling upon your angels to shield you. I use crystals a lot to shield myself.
Mm-hmm.
I smudge myself with sacred smoke, with different types of sacred smoke to actually shield myself and clear myself as well. Listen, sometimes this room, it just gets... I had to take my smoke detector out of this room.
Okay, really?
I mean, I just sometimes
Smudging
I just smoke
like crazy.
displays that I'm in a cloud, and of course it makes me feel good because it just clears all the energy. Not only from my crystals are picking up people's energy, so I gotta clear them,
Mm-hmm.
and I gotta clear myself. So that sacred smoke actually just makes me feel like, that feeling of that. It's just all that energy that you feel around you just gets. It goes away, and then from there, of course, I do a lot of praying first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I work a lot with Archangel Michael, where I ask him to shield me. That's one of the most powerful shielding techniques, where I just ask Archangel Michael, just please shield me and protect me.
So you believe praying is a big part of the
Yes.
healing process and all that?
Yes.
Okay. You mind me asking just a real quick question on your religion, like how you think, I mean, is that religion a very important part of all of this?
I believe in God.
Okay.
I believe in all the ascended masters as well too.
Okay.
I think they're all love. Religion of love. So, my family is Catholic, and I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Before I became spiritual and before I woke, I was never like them where they go to church, and I never felt like practicing religion and all that, or feeling it, or probably even believed in it.
Yeah.
Till actually my awakening. After my awakening, I started to understand what it was, and it had to do a lot with love. Then even actually when I started to awake, one series that I was very, very drawn to was actually the Bible, the series from the History Channel, where
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I would watch it and I would start crying, and I would get very emotional because I could feel like, I got very deeply into the story where I never got into the Bible story. But when I saw that show, something in me triggered me within my heart, within my love, that that all made sense what it was like. And then I understood it, and then from there my awakening started to evolve more towards love. I didn't look at to see who was what religion, but mostly what love was. And that actually taught me what love is really within you, inside yourself.
Okay. And Richard, I see you in chat. Thanks for showing up, buddy. You know what? So, because this is kind of a big thing with me right now, because I don't go to church really. So could it possibly be that just being there and feeling the love and just being in a church itself help, or do you actually feel that there are spirit guides there? Some people are there.
The thing is that with religion is, of course, they have. Listen, I mean, Jesus Christ and and Buddha never believe in churches or in temples and anything like that. It's just like, I never got drawn to church, but I am very drawn to Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not drawn to the Catholic religion, but I'm very drawn to Jesus Christ, of what he believed, of the love that he felt for everything and everyone, including himself. That was like the ultimate power within him, the love. Not about like what to follow and all that, because a lot of religious people, they're pretty much, some of them are against of what I do. I get attacked sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
all I can do, I respect what they do, and as long as they respect what I believe in, we all have different beliefs. All I know is that I believe in love.
Well, there you go. No, that's number one. I agree totally, 100%. That's why I was saying, really, if the prayer can be done anywhere. I mean, with in your home.
Oh yeah, and prayer could be done through meditation. Like, one of my teachers, I went to see him, and I told him, listen, I'm here. My spirit God actually sent me to go see him, and I sit with him, and I said, listen, I'm here to hear whatever you have to tell me. So the first thing he said, there was like a fountain by his house, like a little place where it was very quiet, very peaceful. He's like, I want you to go meditate, and I want you to come back in 20 minutes. So I went to meditate, and when I came back, he asked me a question. It's like, okay, so what did you do? Did you meditate, or did you talk to God? And I said, both.
Interesting. Okay. And somebody did ask, and they said what age he find out about this gift, and how has he accepted it when he started to help people. I think you said this really just happened like 3 years ago. So this happened later.
It happened 3 years ago, but I say maybe a week or maybe 2 weeks ago, I started reconsidering my awakening again, like when really it happened. And I think my awakening really happened when I was at the age of 9 years old, when I was really hurt by something that changed my life.
Okay.
Where I saw things differently within what life is really. And something really hurt me when I was a little boy. And from there, I was considering that, and I really feel right now at this moment, as I'm speaking to everyone here, that I truly feel that was my awakening.
Okay.
That was my awakening at 9 years old. But like that made me change into, of course I was a kid. I was a young kid, but it made me look things different in my life of what I want in life and what I needed to do in life and why I was here. So whenever you consider, to me, whenever I consider my awakening, it's like why I'm here and what I'm supposed to do and why is it that I am in this physical body and what is my purpose. And I was kind of like analyzing in meditation and searching within my heart and my feelings. And I truly believe that my awakening was at the age of 9 years old.
Okay, interesting, for sure. And yeah, Russ, I'm not going to really say that in the chat here about religion. It's that's why I don't usually bring up religion. The comment is most religious people are the darkest, most judgmental. And Richard, thanks for being here, Richard, and Selmo, thanks to hey, today's all about love, man, and
it's all about love.
Yeah, it's all about love, getting our inner healing going and becoming better at what we are and stuff like that. So, and I agree, man. I keep getting reawakened, Richard. In the morning, buddy, from the alarm clock. I'm just joking. And the clown is back there. He sees my set all the time. I got a lot of little toys and stuff here in my room. Not all the crystals like you do, Miguel. I'm a little. I do a horror show too on YouTube, so I'm packed up with kind of like horror stuff here. I got an evil clown, so kind of offsets what you're doing a little bit, but not really. It's all out of love, So, but I was going to ask you the crystals. Do they ever get? Do the crystals themselves ever need cleansing? I mean, do they get so filled up with the healing that you do that they need cleanse themselves, or you never have to deal with that?
Yes, I have to cleanse them. There's a lot of different ways to cleanse crystals, of course. You can use, actually to charge them and cleanse them. To cleanse them, you can actually use the earth. You can use salt water in the ocean, and you can charge them with the full moon, with the sun. But I really don't like to move my crystals out where I clear my crystals with my own energy.
Okay. So you have the ability to do that then, just through your healing you do yourself.
I just I use, like I said, I use a lot of sacred smoke. I mean, I just kind of like smudge my crystals, and after I smudge them, I kind of like tune in my energy with them, where I set the intention on what they're used for on a daily basis.
Okay. And we will get to the DNA activation part of this. I am curious, but yeah, Richard said I had an NDE. I did want to show that out there, and he says, love the crystals. I have a real size remake of a crystal skull. Well, it's a remake, but and Verna, hello. Sorry, Miguel. I'm throwing shout outs to all these people in here. But what do you think of the crystal skulls? Any ideas on that? If you believe in them?
Oh yes, I do believe in them. I haven't got very much into the story with them. With the crystal skull. I know there's maybe 12 or 13 of them that are located someplace in the world, and I know some of them could be in different parts of the world. I know some of them come from South America, but I know they're a little bit advanced within you communicating with them, where they have secrets. Of course, like a lot of the crystals, they have secrets. A lot of these crystals are actually, remotely attuned by other people from other worlds. Like, there's different types of crystals, like Lemurian crystals. Lemurian quartz crystals. I can easily tell which one is a Lemurian quartz, where they have secrets of the universe that were encoded by people from other planets, from the people from Lemuria, which I gotta do more information on that, where they actually put information in them, and it's got codings within, like a barcode. Whenever you look at a Lemurian quartz, you ever seen like a barcode, like, where they scan the price, the barcodes, where you actually see those type of codes, and the crystals, like, they're all lines that are very perfectly straight, all of them, and those are not manually done. They're actually put there, like, that's how they actually were grown back in Lemuria, and that actually identifies the crystal that is encoded by a message, a secret that is got in them. It's something very mysterious. There's also another type of crystal that I've been looking into doing a lot of research. Is called starberry. And a starberry crystal, I actually got one in my hand, and I was able to. You gotta be very careful. Make sure that you find the original ones on. And these crystals are almost the same type as Lemuria, but the difference is that, of course, this crystal is here from Earth, but it was actually remotely attuned and actually send the information from 6 different types of planets, where it has information from those planets. I mean, how to actually find what it is. It's a very interesting story because, of course, it's all within their own secrets and their own way of finding out how to do it. But
so you believe that? Do you believe that memory is actually encoded in the crystal skulls and even these crystals themselves?
Yes. Yes, they actually these. I know this. I know it's got to be people from other planets. I know they got to be aliens. They do all that stuff. They brought all that stuff here, and they actually put something in there. And I know, because you gotta remember they come from long time civilizations where they worship these skulls, and if they worship these skulls, you have to wonder why they worship these skulls, because back in long time civilizations, we had people here from other planets that came down and taught us how to build pyramids. They taught us how to about astrology and all that. They taught us all that about math and all that. They actually brought these, or actually built. I say they brought these skulls from somewhere else, and they actually left them here for a reason, for us to learn something from it.
Really? Okay, very interesting. Yeah, and I'm showing everybody with the video on Facebook, the video I got here on the Skype, which is very, very cool. And we have to do a show, I think, again one time where with the video, just so that we can go over a lot of these crystals and talk about them, and through the video, so they can actually get a visual of what's going on. Because I do got the YouTube channel and all that too, and I think video would actually be really cool to do with you one of these days. So a live video would be very, very, very cool to actually start, like, not only talking about the crystals, but
do a little bit, like, just like I do my demos. You know how I go live and I
Right.
start, people randomly, they come, they want to actually try to do this randomly, and I actually choose them and I start doing energy work in a remotely way, and they will receive the energy.
Cool. Yeah. No. Sounds good, man. And geez, just commented about the stored info on crystals and glass combo. Sorry, you guys. Just looking at all of the messages here. Richard also says there's 8 skulls found right now. Supposedly, when you
Okay.
get the 13.
I don't know. Wait, yeah, I heard there was 13. I don't know. Like, see, I gotta do more information on that. I know there's people very big on crystal skulls, and they ask me questions. I'm like, I haven't got into it, but it's very interesting.
Well, he said when you get to the 13th skull or something magical or some big event is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But yet to be determined, I guess. But I'd be interested in digging a little bit deeper into the crystal skulls and seeing if anybody like yourself or someone has actually pulled any good information out from the skulls themselves. I don't think I've heard too many stories like that.
No, I haven't heard too many stories either, but it's an interesting topic because, of course, the crystal, it has quartz. It's a quartz crystal in the shape of a skull where, how it was, not only that, we're talking about maybe thousands of years ago where how did they cut that in that perfectly form?
Right. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
That's the interesting thing of like how they cut it. What tools did they use? Back then, they didn't have anything. I don't think, maybe we'll have some tools to like. I think you said something that there's a remake of it where now maybe I say we do have the tools to actually form a skull out of a crystal quartz, from a quartz crystal, a stone. But how did they do that thousands of years ago where it's perfectly shaped in that form?
Don't know. Amazing.
It's something very interesting where, they didn't have the tools. How do they do it? I truly believe that they were brought here from another place.
Yeah, it's totally possible.
Or they brought the technology from another planet where they actually used the technology from another planet and they actually did it here. Either they did it here or they did it somewhere else. But I know that the technology was not from us, how they actually did the cutting and the forming from that crystal skull.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, Richard says there's no flaws in the skulls. It's perfectly made crystal. No one knows how it's done. I lost signal with host. Oh, well. Yeah, it'll pop up. Facebook Live does that, you guys. It'll cut out and then cut back in real quick. But, it's very, very interesting. I'm surprised that no psychics or people who can actually reach out have actually... Well, there's only 8 on the planet, so maybe they haven't had the chance to actually dig in and see if there's any info that they can extract from the skull itself, or maybe we're not advanced yet to even figure that out. So maybe
I don't think we are.
Yeah, maybe one day, But a real quick, what is the chakra? I mean, just for the people out there listening, real quick, what is the chakra? Our chakra.
Chakras are wheels that are spinning within us. They control our emotions and is who we are. Like, there's still a lot of debates of like, well, I can't see them, and I don't see the colors to it and all that. But of course, they're there, and they all have different colors, and they all have different emotions and different feelings to it. They're there. A lot of people are like, well, I don't think chakras exist. And yes, we all have 7 chakras.
Okay.
Actually, we all have more than 7 chakras. I know that I've been working up to 12 chakras myself. I actually had a type of session where it was a 12 chakra clearing. I received the information from it. And I said, well, people live in the traditional 7 chakras where, it's 7 chakras within your roots, sacral, solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. And I that's the traditional 7. But I actually received information where there's 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Wow. Okay. So
Where the eighth actually starts connecting with your soul purpose of finding out who you are.
well, do you mind
The
going?
ninth-
Do you mind going? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You want me to go from the?
Yeah, I'd like to know the chakras. I mean, if you don't mind, quickly, like
No. Like, okay, so we start with the root chakra, where that's actually at our pelvis, I can say, like at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually within a lot of emotions. Fear, could be they're there. Like when you get that feeling of sometimes when let me give you an example. That chakra is not well balanced. Sometimes you will feel that you feel like you don't belong to Earth, or you don't even want to be on Earth anymore, or you feel a lot of fear within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The root chakra it has a lot to do with connecting you with the Earth. When you come to the sacral, of course, that's the sexual, but it has to do a lot with emotions within, a lot of emotions within. Also has to do a lot with fear as well with the chakra, with the first chakra, but it has to do a lot with anger.
Okay.
And other type of negative emotions, and then you come to the solar plexus chakra, and that has to do with the willpower. That's one of the main chakras that I always need work on myself, where
Okay.
it's like you say, I can't do this, or you don't have the willpower, you don't have the confidence within you,
Mm-hmm.
and symptoms could be like constipation within your stomach pains, or just not feeling the confidence within you. That's the solar plexus. Then we get to the heart, where that's the one that you receive love and you give love. That has to do when, of course, when that chakra goes bad is when you get heartbroken, either relationship or someone, hurt you in some other kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
We experience something very emotionally, and then we get to the throat chakra, where it has to do with our, things that we say to people, how we express ourselves. Of course, it could be overactive. If it's overactive, you know that you're not saying the right things. If it's underactive, that means you're not saying very much. But if it's balanced, you're expressing yourself just the way that you should. And then we get to the third eye, where that actually is your third vision, your clairvoyance, where, that's when you actually start seeing things more with clarity within visions, and that actually is worked through a lot through meditation. It's one of the, I could say, it's one of the toughest. Everybody wants that open. Everybody has to be like, is my third eye open? It's like, is my third? Yes, we all have the third eye. I mean, it could be closed with you not seeing your clarity within your visions of, things that you want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe future events or past events or present events. It could be a lot. It's a psychic type of ability where they use their third eye. I know a lot of people, they have that wide open and they use it very nicely. My third eye myself, I usually mostly for healing energy. I work with it a lot.
Okay.
I work with it a lot. I try not to get, whenever I get into a session of I use my third eye, I do see some visions or images of the person where, I'm asked to give them a message, and I will. If not, I don't. But that's the third eye. And then we get to the crown chakra, where that's on top of our head, and that actually connects with our higher selves. Within the higher selves of the divine, like. Okay. And from there we get to the eighth chakra, where now those are more interesting. Where, like I said, the eighth chakra is actually connect with your soul. You actually know that's the one that I connected with, and I saw myself who I was. Once you connect with the eighth chakra, it's kind of like getting into the Akashic records, where it's kind of like people, they do past life regressions, and the eighth chakra tells you that who you were in a past life, what's your soul purpose, who you are in this physical body. That when you connect with the eighth chakra, it tells you very much everything that you need to know from your past life. And then when you connect with the ninth chakra,
I would
The
love
ninth
to. I
one,
would love to connect with my eighth chakra. I don't know if you're
yeah,
able to help out with that, but I would love to
yeah,
know my past
oh yeah,
lives.
yeah. I do. That's part of that's part of the universal DNA the universal light body DNA activation that I'm working on with people these days. That's that type of new session, and um,
Okay.
I actually work with them where now they're able to connect with that eighth chakra through meditation, and of course, through some energy work. And once I do the energy work, I give them some tips and some guidance on what to do. I actually have a huge article within 12 chakras and how to work with them as well. I have that on my website,
Okay.
and I give that to all the people that I work. It's open to the public. Listen, there's a lot of stuff on it's crystallinelightworker.com, and you'll see it right there. It's called spiritual chakras. It's 8 to 12. The spiritual chakras 8 to 12, and it's kind of like a long article, but it teaches you a lot about the eight chakra, the chakras from 8 to 12, and how to start working with them through meditation and all that. It's a long article, but it explains to you very nice and clearly what you need to do.
Oh yeah, crystallinelightworker.com. Yeah, it's
Yep.
I got the website up here right now too. I mean,
Yep.
it's loaded with information. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, definitely look it up. It's in the descriptions. You guys can follow up later too. But yeah, the eighth definitely I need to work on with you or somehow.
The ninth is connecting with your spirit guides.
Okay.
The ninth is connecting with the spirit guide, connecting with the spirit world. And then you get into the 10th with that one actually. That 10th is very interesting because you start developing abilities from past life.
Really?
Past life abilities is into the 10th chakra. That's when I started working with my 10th chakra. That's when I started receiving information within activations and sacred geometry and crystal work. And, that's when everything just starts to be guided through higher dimensions within that chakra. And then we get into the 11th one where you start connecting with the divine. Now you start connecting with angels or light beings.
Mm-hmm.
I say light beings because listen, when I do my demo sessions, they come here. And I even show the people in the video. I mean, a lot of these videos I did remove already for my own purposes. I have my own purpose of removing some of these videos.
Right.
But I know I had the lights are all shut off and there's a lot of candles. And there's a lot of things flying here.
Really?
And,
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of things they fly here. And I asked them, on the live, like, do you guys see what I'm seeing? And yes, I see them and I see them. And it's just nothing but white orbs, just flying all over. They just start coming down, and I told them, listen, they're the ones that actually helped me do the work, and they're the ones that actually guided me to do all this.
Is this with regular video, or is this with like a night vision or something like that?
No, it's there that I removed. I removed all of them. There was a lot of them that I did, and they just came down, and and a lot of people were crying. They were very amazed. They were very happy that that just started happening during the video. And of course, like, a lot of people don't see it because there's only about, whenever I do my demos, there's only about 30 to 40. Maybe the most that I ever got into a demo was 70 people that were watching. But whenever you have 30 people or 40 people watching, they're experiencing what's going on during those sessions, and they get very emotional. They feel the energy.
Wow.
They start seeing the orbs. They start coming down. They start. I can see them right here in front of me, and I look in the camera like, "Do you guys see what I'm seeing?" Like, you can see. Like, I point at it, like, "You see it? They're here."
Yeah.
And like, yes, we see them, and they were not there. And that I'm not. I tell them, like, I'm not making these things up. They're here. I mean, I can feel them, and they're guiding me just through all this, and they're protecting us, and they're shielding us, and they're giving us love, and.
And with all that crystal you got there, it's helping with the energy, I would think. So
it's the crystal, but yet also like the intention that I put into the crystal, like the love and
right,
the belief and the trust, and they show themselves, so they come down for me to work with them because I asked them to come down. I asked them to actually help me, and because I love them and I trust them and I believe in them, and they come. Once you, like I said, once you build that trust and that belief, things happen.
Wow. Huh. And did we get to the 12th? You said there's 12, right?
The 11th, okay, well, the 12 is the universe.
Okay. Makes sense.
The universe.
So that's the ultimate?
That's the ultimate, where you connect with the cosmos, where you become the universe, and once you become the universe, everything is possible.
And you should be able to connect with other beings, right? I mean, anywhere in the universe itself, right?
Yes and no. I mean,
Okay.
mostly the 12 is mostly when you start connecting with the universe. I mean, it's not that you're going to see some other beings and all that, but
okay,
you become the universe.
At least conscious of.
It leads you to there you go,
Okay.
where you're conscious, like where you start creating things within your life, your reality.
Okay, I get it. Wow, interesting, man. Wow, this is so much information. Russ asked another question. I don't think you do. I don't think you do, because I think you do most of your stuff remotely. But he asked, does he know anything about crystal alignment, where you lay on a table and the crystals are placed on you, like acupuncture?
Wow, that's a very interesting question, and that's a very good question too. And I got a very good answer for that.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something. Like, when I first started doing this work with crystals, I actually wanted to do this myself. I wanted to do this locally. I wanted to sponsor myself locally, where I can actually do this, from a place, to maybe work somewhere where I can, use my crystals. Because to tell you the truth, I can actually put these crystals on people and, build grids around them. And that's what I wanted to do in the beginning. But I actually set up an event here in my house, where I was just inviting people to come to try this, to show people what it is. And I remember I did it to meetup.com, where, meetup is where you actually meet people and people get together for events and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I constructed an event on meetup.com, and I said, listen, I'm doing a crystal energy work for free at no charge. Anybody that wants healing or wants to work on their physical body, or if they have any sickness or anything or emotions, please come. It's for free. I want to show people what I do and help them at the same time, where I want to start getting like a rhythm going to show myself. I had about maybe 25 people that signed up. I got all my crystals ready and everything, candles, everything, all my tools and everything. I had them down in my living room and everything. The time came for the event, and nobody showed up.
Wow.
Nobody showed up. And
not
then,
one person.
I asked, why? I mean, I was trying to help somebody, not even one person showed up. I'm standing out there, sitting, in the door, and I'm like, what is going on? And, I finally understood that I needed to reach the world. I needed to reach the world. So after that, I was taught more remotely, how to work remotely, how to construct these beds of crystals, these grids. Because this grid, I don't know if you're watching this on video, but this grid is just like this is just a very simple type of grid, where there's other grids that I build where there's something different than this within. I don't even know what it is. It's in a very different type of sacred geometry, and I was all guided to build it and channel the energy through it and work with the people. But yes, I do. There was a couple of people here in Florida that actually found me through the internet, and like, I would like this in person. And I would actually take all this that you see here, and it's a lot of work, so
I bet.
it doesn't come cheap. When I tell them, listen, there's a lot of work for me, and I lose a lot of time. I gotta drive to your house. I drive to their houses. I say, I gotta take all this, so I take all this, I put them in boxes, and make sure it doesn't get damaged, because it's very, very fragile. So make sure I don't break down these crystals. So I take them, and I do it in an ancient way. When I do my sessions in person, the way I was taught was like in an ancient way, where there is no bed. We just put a blanket for you to be comfortable, and it's done on the floor. And on the floor, I actually construct a huge grid around you with different types of, different points, of selenite or quartz, and all these crystals that you see here. Of course, I have a crystal for the root chakra. I have a crystal for every single chakra here. I actually place those crystals on top of you.
Okay. Huh.
All of them go on top of you. The grid is built around you. Of course, there's even candles.
Wow.
It becomes more than a session. It becomes a ceremony.
Yes.
A ceremony where now I'm able to now do direct energy with my hands into your body, which, to tell you the truth, my expertise is remotely. I'm very much trained and, for remotely, where remotely is what I do best. But when I do sessions one-on-one, like with all my crystals, there is so much energy in the room that sometimes I'm surprised I don't levitate from the ground.
Really? Okay, wow.
I just feel like so much energy. The person's eyes, when we're done, I could just see in that person's eye that there's like in shock of what just happened with it, that ceremony, where how much energy just came down. Not only that, when you got crystals around you and you got crystals on top of you, it raises up the vibration and and to something very extreme where your body feels it. And that energy goes in you and it lines up your chakras, but it raises your vibration to the extreme with crystals. The crystals, what they do is that they amplify the energy.
Okay. So you believe, does it work just as good remotely, or in person physically you get a stronger session?
To me, I like remotely. But it's all on the persons, like a lot of people, they come to me like, where do you live? Like, well, I live in Florida. Oh, I live in California. Like, well, listen, all my work is remotely. I said 99% of my work is all remotely. I work with people all the way in Australia. I said, and guess what? When you use crystals and you use energy, to tell you the truth, I said, I can reach the moon. Doesn't matter where you are, it will reach you. The power of the intention is very powerful. Yeah. I said, doesn't matter where you are. It'll reach you, and you'll feel the energy. I had people that I do their sessions while they sleep, and they wake up in the middle of the night, and they're crying because they feel this love of energy within themselves.
Huh. So you can do this while they're sleeping, then?
Originally, when I started doing this type of work, I actually prefer when the person's asleep. Now I work where I do one-on-one, where it's still effective, but when I first started working with this, I was taught for them to be in a sleep, because I don't know why I was taught that way, but normally I would say, listen, you need to do this when you sleep. So say, I will not tell them a time. So say 3 o'clock in the morning, I will get up and I will do the session, and they will call me. They'll be like, are you working on me right now? I'm like, yes, please go back to sleep.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even think that's even possible. I think if I know something was going to be, worked on me a certain time, I probably wouldn't be able to sleep at that moment too. So I guess
a lot of people have problems sleeping and all that, and
yeah.
That's when I get them by surprise. Sometimes I just tell them, listen, your session will be done at 4 a.m. And really, I don't do it at 4 a.m. I do it at another time.
Wow.
And they're the ones that told me, I haven't got one person that said, I didn't feel anything. I think this is all fake. I think this is not real. Every single person that I did a session on has something very interesting to tell me. Something very special that they experience with themselves. That they see. I mean, every session is unique within everybody. Like, everybody's session is different. It's guided differently. Every time I work on a person one-on-one, everything is guided differently for me to work with that type of energy, with their own energy. But at this point, I mean, I haven't got not even one complaint.
Well, that's good. I mean, it seems to me like you really got this down, and you've...
It's the confidence and the belief and the trust.
Right, and the love, yeah.
And the love.
You mind talking a little bit about the DNA activation part of it and how that works?
The DNA activation is kind of like just direct energy, where it works where I see a lot of symbols within sacred geometry, and sometimes I draw them on the air, sometimes I draw them in my mind, but it all just comes down channel and differently for each individual. And what it does, it's all direct energy, which is a very type of intense energy that, when I say direct energy, it's like, normally you'll see me work from crystal to crystal when I balance your chakras, where I use my crystal wand that I always use. But with this one, it's like my hands are up in the air and I just channel the energy directly in a very intense way where it reaches that energy straight to your heart, where you feel so much love and unconditional love that sometimes you will get very emotional, or you feel something very beautiful inside of you that it just opens and it releases, like maybe whatever emotion that you have. It does the work instantly, where you will feel it. You will feel it. I mean, I had a lot of people that they say they don't feel it, and then when I do the energy work on them, they come and they came to me on a couple demos. I had a lot of people, I get random people that said, listen, I don't feel anything. And what I do is that I actually choose them for a demo, and after I choose them, I send the energy, and 5 minutes later, they send me a private message like, how did you do that?
Wow. So it's not a specific part of the DNA that you go to activate, or is it? Depending on the situation?
No, the activation just happens. Listen, I got 5 DNA activations from my teacher.
Okay.
From my teacher, like, I got a DNA activation 1 week, and then 2 weeks I went get to another one, and then another week I went, after 2 weeks, another one and another one. Okay, when it comes to DNA activation, it's like your soul is actually drawn to it.
Okay.
It's a type of energy that is,
Yeah, it's not actually going in and digging deep in the DNA to actually.
No, it goes actually. They call it DNA activation because of the strands of the DNA, where we work within 3 strands. When the DNA activation that we work with, it starts working up to 12, where it starts unblocking, things within your body when it comes emotionally, physically, mentally, and most importantly, spiritually.
Okay, I get it.
Spiritually, is the DNA activation does the work spiritually, where you activate yourself to that higher dimension of unconditional love, where you feel so much love for yourself. Not only that, you're able to be more intact with yourself. You're more aware of everything that is going around you. Your abilities develop very nice and easily. When I got my 5 DNA activations, listen, I didn't feel anything. I did my DNA activations with crystals, with my teacher in person, but something inside told me that do it, and I trusted. But I told her, listen, I didn't feel anything, but it's okay. I told her, there's a reason why I'm doing it, because I feel that I need to do this, and I trust it. Whatever the reason is, we'll find out. Well, 2 months passed by, and I'm driving in my car, and I'm going to work, and I don't know where everything stopped, like, around me. Like, I felt that I was no longer inside my car. I felt this rush of energy through my hands, through my feet, through my skull, and even my third eye, where everything just became beautiful. I mean, I started crying of happiness, where I felt something in me rush inside my heart, where I could feel it, where I felt it very, very high. And I just stopped, and of course that day I couldn't go to work because I got very emotional within happiness, and I could just feel all this energy in me, and all this DNA activation that I did, it just kind of like slapped me in the face out of nowhere one day going to work. It just came in.
Wow.
When it comes in, it comes in. DNA activation, you will feel the energy, and you'll feel next day in the morning when you wake up, you'll feel better, confidence, love. But then as the days go by, you start feeling it even stronger. And then the more you practice with it, it gets even stronger and stronger and stronger, where I have people where they do up to 12 sessions. Don't ask me why. I don't know. They have their reasons why they do 12 sessions. They have their reasons, and they only know why. Just like I had 5, I had my reasons why, because I felt that I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Those people, they did 12 sessions because they felt that they needed to do 12 sessions, maybe 6, 7. I had people, they only do 1 session, and they're very happy with it. I just respect whenever they say, okay, or no, actually, I respect and I tell them the right answer, and my honesty when they say it. How many sessions do you think I need when it comes to DNA activation?
Mm-hmm.
I said, that only your soul knows. I don't know that answer, but I'm here to give it to you whenever you want it. So I had people already that came for maybe 2 or 3, but there's people that already came for 12.
Wow.
Like, there was a time that they were coming, and I sold packages where I sold, 12 DNA sessions for a certain price, and now they're good for a year. And I say, listen, they're good for a year. You just, you want them? Like, yeah, I want to buy 12 DNA. Okay, I set them a price, and they actually do DNA activations. They just send me a message like, listen, I need a DNA. Can you do it? Sure. And I do it, and then I keep count of it of 1, 2, 3. Why they do so many? I know I did 5 because I felt that I needed them. A lot of people, they just feel they only need 1, and that's it. I don't tell them, listen, you need 3 or 4, 5, 6. No, I'm not allowed to even tell them how much they need, or I'm not even allowed to push anybody for this work. I'm not allowed to, I have my rules. They set me rules where I'm not even allowed to message anybody in private and tell them if they want a DNA activation, or even if they do just chakra balancing, not even to tell them, listen, your next step is DNA. Why don't you do it? Come on, you can do this. No. The soul will be ready for it when the soul is ready, and it will come. I have been getting people for the last couple weeks where they see my demo videos, and they send me a private message, and they're like, listen, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you do, but I feel that I need that.
Wow.
So can you please set me in a session, and after you do it, you can just tell me what it is, but you don't have to tell me what it is. I just feel that I need that. I need that within my body. I need that within my soul, my spirit, whatever it is that they're going through an awakening. Whatever they're drawn to it is the soul that is drawn to it, where they don't even ask any questions, where I get people that are like, well, what is it? And how long is it? And can you tell me more about it? Well, I'm not sure, but those people are the ones that are like maybe not ready for it, but I still cooperate with all their questions and everything. And then whenever they tell me, they're like, well, I'll get back to you. Sure, I'll be right here whenever you're ready. And I never follow up with them and ask them like, hey, are you ready? No, I'm not allowed to do that. I just sit back here.
When they're ready,
they're ready. Table, and when they're ready to come, they will come. And that's what I was told. We will send them to you when they're ready to come, and you follow those rules. And they're very strict about that. Very strict when it comes to DNA activation. When the soul is ready, the soul will come. The soul is like whenever the soul is ready to be activated.
Well, how would I know if my soul's activated? Is there a...
How did you know if it's activated?
How would you know if your soul's activated? Or is everybody's soul activated already?
Ask yourself right now, is your soul activated? That answer you only know. I don't know that. I can tell you that mine is activated. I can tell you that now the people that came, they asked me for me to activate them. I know they're activated. Now, I don't know if yours is activated because you only know that answer.
Okay.
Don't know. I don't know if your soul is activated or anybody's soul is activated.
I feel it's activated, but anyways, yeah. I mean,
some people maybe it already is activated some way, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they did it with someone else. Listen, I'm not the only activator. You can Google activators, and there's even different modality practices that actually do DNA activations. I do my own type of DNA activation where it's all guided through my spirit guide, and it was all taught through my spirit guide. I didn't go to school for this. There's schools that they teach DNA activation. There's actually other DNA activators out there in the web, and they'll do it. They'll do this type of work. And there was one time that my DNA activations were very low in price, and I got actually hit by a couple DNA activators that they tell me like, what are you doing? this type of work is very unique and very special and only meant for those ones that are ready. And your price is very low where now anybody can do this and we don't even know if they're ready. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just following rules. That's all I told them.
Yeah. And people could go to your website, crystallinelightworker.com, and they can get a session down there at the bottom of the page and all that. So it's all there on the page.
Yeah, this my only type of session that I work right now is called a remote crystal energy service. It's called a universal light body DNA activation and chakra balancing, where it has 3 types of sessions all in one. Where we start with our step 1 is actually clearing and balancing the 7 chakras. From there, we go into activating the 12 strands of DNA, and then we get into the final step where it's light body activation. Light body activation, it's a little bit more advanced than the DNA activation, and light body activation is actually your body consists of 12 levels, and each level when it's completed is actually a type of energy that it affects you, like physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well. Just kind of like a DNA, but in a higher vibration where, you're able to detect on what's real and what's not. It's hard to explain. It's all there on my website. I mean, I could be talking about light body activation here all night, but it kind of helps you also start working with those higher chakras. It helps you, of course, develop your abilities. It's kind of like the light body activation is kind of like the Merkaba around you.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I know that you do everything that you do, and it's very personal and everything like that. But how about just somebody who wants to do a daily ritual with a crystal just to wake up feeling more refreshed and healed and more strength and love? I mean, is there like kind of a simple daily routine that they can do with the crystals?
Yes, and I teach that to all my clients. When I work with you in a one-on-one session,
Mm-hmm.
you stick with me for a long time, and I still work with people on a daily basis. They come asking me questions. Not only that, I check up on them to see how they're doing, and I still get on the phone with them, and they ask me questions about how can I work with crystals, and I teach them all that. It's kind of like my sessions it's a lot of one-on-one. I mean, the session is very long. It's about an hour long. We still talk about for another hour about regarding of what the process is going to be. Not only that, there's symptoms to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then from there comes all the questions of what they're trying to get out of it, why they're doing it, and then more questions come along like, how can I use these crystals for me as well too? And I teach them like, okay, this is what you can do. Not only that, I give them a lot of material, reading material within sacred geometry, within meditation as well, within symbols as well too that they can use, because it's kind of like a mini attunement of what I do here with this type of work. Like I said, it's more than chakra balancing. Chakra balancing is just like the first step for us to actually get into those higher steps, those higher levels of vibration, where now you're ready to learn more about meditation, your spiritual life, your journey. Yeah, you want to learn about crystals? Sure, I'll teach you about crystals, because once you work with me, I want to make sure that you get the best of it, of what I know. That's why it's crystalline light work is spiritual mentor and counselor, because I mentor you and I counsel you and I teach you everything that you need to know that when it comes to this type of work. Like, I mean, of course, I'm not going to go directly and teach you how I do this with DNA or chakra, but I can give you like tips on, or tips on how to construct mini grids for yourself, where you start working with the grids. I mean, I teach you how to construct grids where you can put under your mattress, on your bed mattress, where this energy, where you will start receiving it, or how to meditate with crystals, how to tune with them more better, where you can actually get some, get better vibration from it as well too, and high energies. I teach a lot of things when it comes to crystals. I mean, crystals, it's one of the number one things that I love teaching when it comes to doing one-on-one sessions. They always ask me questions about crystals. How can I use this crystal? Or what crystals you think I need? All those questions are answered on my one-on-one sessions.
Okay. So you couldn't really say like a very simple
Yes, I mean, I could.
daily, just something very simple, each day that somebody could do with a crystal, just to, pick them up.
Okay. So you can actually use, I'm going to say something. And actually, I had this on my website, and I kind of removed it a little bit because it was part of my package where it comes to teaching. But I don't mind, I don't mind bringing it out again.
Okay.
Actually, all you have to do is just, if you want to work with crystals where you want to do like a ritual and all that, I mean, just get 7 crystals that have, each color for each chakra, and make sure that these crystals are not tumble.
Okay.
They're not tumble. Make sure they're rough, like natural crystals. I mean, do not pick something that is tumble where it's polished. Don't use any polished crystals. What I'm about to tell you right now, the technique. Make sure they're rough. So what you do is that you pick 7 crystals, 7 colors. They match the 7 chakras. What you do is that you put them under your bed in a strine, in a line formation where they match your your chakras as well. When you do that, you actually start working with your chakras on a daily basis. You'll feel better when you wake up at night, and you will, trust me.
So just putting them underneath your bed, and not really, you don't need to meditate.
Kind of like getting some type of points where it could be selenized or clear quartz, where you have a point, like connecting points from one side, on the left and right. Like you have a point on the left and then one on the right, and then you have the crystal in between, and you form like a letter going up, and you put that under your bed, and you leave it there. And you sleep with it every night.
Okay.
That's one of the techniques where you can do on a daily basis. Well, of course, it's every night when you go to sleep.
Okay.
You can also use some type of crystals where you can put them in water, and you drink that water out of there. It actually clears your energy.
Really? Okay. Huh. I never heard of that one. Okay.
There's a crystal called shungite, and shungite is a type of crystal that are used by Russians for many, I think maybe thousands of years, where they actually, they put it inside the water, and it clears energy within the body, because that's what shungite is. Shungite actually repels all the magnetic field energy. I mean, shungite could actually turn off your phone or any type of electric device. Yeah, it cuts off all the magnetic fields. And people, Russians for many years actually put it inside water, and they actually drink out of it.
Interesting. Okay, so I've heard of shungite, so I kind of know a little bit about that.
Shungite is it's a healer stone. Shungite is a healer stone.
Okay, cool. Now, how about accelerating the law of attraction?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, could that be anything? I mean, could it be, looking for love?
Yeah.
Anything like that?
Anything that you want. Listen, every time I work with somebody, like, I have their testimonials of what they accomplished from this energy work. I mean, I know that the law of attraction could be done. I'm not saying that you have to do it with energy work or crystals and all that. All I know is that that's what I was taught to do for people in case they want to do it that way. I mean, there's other ways that people can actually manifest, and they do. I mean, not just through energy work, but through other type of practices. But I know that every time I do energy work on someone, I tell them, okay, manifest. It's just very simple. Like, once you have that belief, that trust in you, and that confidence in you, and the love in you, where you vibrate very high, and all you have to do is just think of what you want. Not only just think of, but feel it, that you have it already. Feel it, that you have it already. If it's financially the love of your life, I say, 99% of the people that I work, they're women. And all these women, they're like hurt.
Yeah.
Within love, within, exes and all that, divorces and all that. And, mostly I work with them, and they want true love. And I tell them, okay, so once we do the energy work, I'll give you some guidance on what you need to do. And it's all about belief, trust, and knowing that you have it. And I say about 85% of the people that I work with, they manifested love. They already found the love of their lives. I mean, I have many testimonials where they found their love. You know, I even tell them sometimes when I do my sessions, I say, listen, sometimes these types of sessions actually it helps you like reunite with someone that you need to be in this lifetime with. It could be your soulmate, it could be twin flame, you know. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm just telling you the information that I'm getting. Like sometimes this type of work activates you where it's getting you ready for all that. And guess what? It happens. They actually meet their soulmate or their twin flame, and it's because they were getting ready. I mean, it doesn't have to be through me, but they are sent to me or they're drawn to me because it has a purpose behind all this. And most of I say about 80% of the energy work that I do is because a lot of them are meant to find someone very special in their life. And of course, the other percentage is because maybe they're manifesting a better job, more love in their family, you know, or other things, or, you know, to go to school, to get a better job. You know, there's other types of things that, you know, this type of work that I do is meant for, but I say the majority of it is actually to find that special person.
Cool. No, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, let's see. How about the crystals themselves? I mean, there's a difference then between the untumbled and the polished crystals themselves?
Yes. Well, when it's tumble, I learned so much from my teachers. Like they told me, don't get any tumbles because mostly they're painted.
Really?
They're not real.
Okay.
So not only that, tumble loses your originally, like how they were grown, because of course crystals, they grow from the earth, you know, from mines and all that. And all my crystals that you see here, the only things that are like cut or tumble is actually the selenite points that I work with. That's because they're points, but still is, of course, real selenite. But every other crystal that you see in this room here is naturally formed by the earth.
Okay. And what are the pointed crystals used for?
Okay, so when I first started building with grids, I was using clear quartz points. And points, what it actually does is that activates the grid within certain geometry dimensions where it is pointing one side to the other, and it connects the energy in a geometry figure. You can see that I have all selenite here pointing towards me, one side at the other. What it's doing is that it's actually activating everything here in the middle by how those points are pointing at the other side. So actually all the energy is shooting through the outside. Because I have 12 crystals here with equals. This is actually a 12 chakra grid right here that I have. So actually, when I grab this crystal wand, I actually tap on every single selenite, and every time I tap from the start to the end, all the way around, it activates the grid, where the grid, it becomes active, lit up with light, energy. Not only that, it starts working in a pattern with the crystals inside, where now the energy just flows in the air. I can feel the energy, like very high when I activate this grid. Then from there, I start using it as a tool to channel the energy to anybody in the world. Anybody in the world.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how far they are, huh?
How far? Nope. They could be in the moon. They could be in Mars.
Right.
When it comes to working with crystal, the frequency, it's universal.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. And I think, and for all of this, meditation is probably the number one key, right?
Yes, the meditation is the number one key.
Yeah. And through all of this that you do, these remote sessions and all that, are you getting a lot of help with, are the guides actually helping you through most of these sessions?
Yes, my spirit guide.
Okay, so he helps with the sessions themselves.
Yes, it's all guided. Like there was a time where when I started working with the grids, that say for instance, if a person will come to me like, okay, I want a DNA activation. I'm like, okay, I had to actually first meditate, and everything will be guided on how I construct the grid.
Okay.
And it's through my spirit guide. The ones that give me the information, like the advanced information within sacred geometry symbols, within, all the techniques, is actually the light beams, angels, or some people that say they're aliens. I mean, I don't know what to call them, but they're light. They're light. So, I mean, I don't want to get into like interpret things that, they're what they are. Like, all I know that, somebody asked me like, who are they? Like, well, they're angels. Like, which angels? And I'm like, I don't know. They look white. They're light, bright, very bright and light. And
So you're not sure they could be alien too, huh? I mean, it's
I really,
energy
like I was
energy.
telling you, I could tell you that I had a couple, and it's just from Australia that I had these type of these experiences where I'm sitting here at home, and of course they message me, and they're women. These are actually women. They message me, and I'm like, listen, I had a dream or an experience where aliens came to me, and they told me to come to you and get activated. So whatever it is that you need to do, just do it. And I'm like, okay, and I respect that, because I still cannot explain what it is that I see, but it's in the form of light. So if aliens came to them, they said that aliens came to them, and they told them to come to me, I truly believe that, and I respect that because of what I experienced myself too with this. And I truly believe that it's all true what they're saying. I don't think they will come in that kind of way. I mean, no, because they actually come to me telling me that aliens are being, aliens send them to me, like, within the activation, because, it's all high evolution, spiritual kind of method that is worked on. Maybe it's not from this earth. Maybe when I did this in a past life, which I still got to look into it, maybe I was taught by aliens. Who knows? I mean, all I know is that it's here and that I know how to do it. But a lot of people don't understand it. That's why a lot of people, they're a little bit intimidated and not afraid, but maybe they just I don't think that's real. And all I know is it's real. And I don't think I would be doing this. I don't think I would be doing this full time and wasting my time on it, which I did have a job that I left because of this, where I was even making more money in my outside job. I had a profession. Okay. And in my profession, I had a career, and I had a very nice job that I was very happy with it. And, I was told to do this, and that, I will be taken care of when it comes to doing this work. So I trusted, I believed it, that when it was ready for me to do this full time. So I started doing this full time, and now this is my purpose. I tried a couple of times to go back to work, because I said I really didn't feel the secure when it comes to financially, because, I mean, you just can't, with this work there isn't a weekly paycheck.
Right.
It's like you just sit back and trust that the people are sent to you, and, the finances will come through when you do this type of work. And it's kind of tricky, but it's all within trust about, you trust that I truly believe that they gave me, I got this gift for me to help people in so many ways where they can change their lives. And, I decided to actually walk out of my job. I actually just got up from my chair and walked out. I never came back.
Wow. Well, you got, you're on a quest here to help people out. So that's what you're doing. And I think it's an awesome thing that you're doing. Anytime you're trying to spread love and get people to a higher level, I think is a good thing. So,
I had a lot of good experiences with people, a lot of good testimonials that, I get very emotional and very happily emotionally, I cry of happiness of the things that I've been able to accomplish with
I
this.
bet.
And I mean, I still have a long way to go where there's more to come. I mean, I see myself doing grids about the size of a room and channeling energy to 300 people at one time. I mean, I see a lot of things happening within my future where I'm still going to be doing this for a very, very long time.
Wow. No, sounds good. Yeah, I think we covered a heck of a lot. I know Russ McGovern in the chat asked how much does he charge. It probably depends, and I think go to his website, crystallinelightworker.com, and check everything out there. At the bottom says...
I'm not going to say prices here or anything. All I can tell you is this, is that now I'm actually level with other prices from other activators because, they were right. We have to respect this type of work because this type of work is very serious, and we want to know that those people that are very serious to work with this type of energy are willing to do it. I'm not saying it's like, oh my God, it's costing hundreds and hundreds of dollars. No, I mean, it's got a very unique type of price where
right.
It is matchable to other prices out there for other activists. Like I said, I'm not the only activator, but I'm one of them. And I truly believe that my price it's a fair price.
No,
it's fair. It's fair, and a lot of people, I know a lot of people are like, well, I think it's too much. I said, listen, this is more than chakra balancing, and the ones that understand it, once you read the article about the explanation of the type of work that I do, before you see even the price at the bottom, if you understand what I'm talking about within the whole process,
right,
then you will actually be. That's what makes you. That's what makes it very special because you know that the person is serious to work with you, and when someone is very serious to work with this, then they're willing to put the effort into it.
And I think,
now
like
they're paying the money as well.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, the ones who will come to you who need it and are
and I have people like listen every day they come.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for my universal DNA light body activation. When can we do this? It's one of I try to focus one session a day because it's a lot of energy that comes to it, and I want to focus my energy on one person on a daily basis where they can get the most of it. They can benefit from it, where I don't want to start jumping from one energy 1 hour and then another one to the other hour, where I can just be clear within me and work with one energy a day, and we sit one-on-one and live on camera and we do it. And then from there, we're done. We start talking about it, answering questions, teaching you. It's kind of like almost like a 3-hour process where you learn a lot and you get a lot from it. Not only that, I keep up with you, maybe every other day or so. And I said, how do you feel? Do you need any more help, like on guidance or anything? I still guide you. I still answer your questions. It's not like I do the session and have a nice day. No.
Oh, no, I get you. It's a personal
become
thing.
Part of this with me for a long, long time till I make sure that you accomplish what you actually were looking for it from it, that you want to do with it.
Sounds good, man. We're at the top of the hour. And
all right.
And, man, thanks for doing the show with me.
My pleasure. Dino, anytime. I would love to do this again to explain more about it. And it was a lot of fun. I really loved it.
Awesome. Again, I appreciate it, Miguel Silva. All the links will be in all the descriptions, so anybody could check it out. I'll leave it at that, man. And thanks again. We will do another show, I think, on crystals, the different types of crystals and stuff like that.
Sure.
I think so. And Miguel Silva, you take care, and peace and love to you.
Peace and love to you, man. Have a good night, all right?
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, you guys, there you go, man. Miguel Silva. And he is a very interesting guy. I thought this was a very cool show. I wanted to get some love out there. Love to you guys. Peace and love. So, Paranormal into the night. Not too spooky tonight. Not too spooky. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to get some love, some peace to all you people listening. And again, get us on iTunes, Paranormal Tonight, everywhere. Do a good search. And yeah, we're a little bit over the top of the hour, but that's okay. And I'm going to end the show. So there you go, you guys. Until next week, next Friday. It might be Thursday, but every Friday there's always a show. Skulls are spooky. That's right, Dave Plouffe. Peace and love.